Hello. Oops. Hello. Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. I can see there are 16 people here. Just give me 1 sec because I'm having two computers at the same time. So, hello, everyone. That's me. I can see there are 16. Okay, I just wanted to silence my other computer. I'm very nervous. This is the first time I do a live webinar. And this setup is very strange. I have my cell phone as my light and another computer to see my notes while I'm showing you the presentation. I'm going to give you just a few minutes. If you want, you can say hi in the chat box. For that, you have to go to the YouTube original page of the video. Okay, just give me a sec. I can see them. I can see any questions or comments in my other computer. So, everybody's saying hello. Mariela, Liliana, Dora, Caro. Okay, you can hear me well. I was playing around with this setting to see if everything is working. So please bear in mind that I have my mouse in this computer. I'm doing the broadcast. So if I look a bit strange, is because I'm trying to work with two computers at the same time. So I would like you to tell me in the chat box if you have experience teaching online. Let me tell you a bit about me. I have been teaching for 18 years. I've been teaching English for 18 years professionally. I did some teaching before, some tutoring when I was 18, 16 years old. But professionally, since I was 20 years old, 22 years old actually, and well, since I finished my studies. Okay, better. And I've been focused on online teaching for the past 5 years. When I started as working in an institute, right? Working online in an institute. What about you? What can you tell me? I'm looking at the notes here. So please tell me if you have experience teaching online, either English or any other kind of thing. And tell me, where are you from? If you don't know, I'm from Uruguay. I don't live in the capital city. I live in a beautiful, beautiful place close to the beach, which is very, very cold. Now in winter, this is terrible. Tell me a bit more about you. Dora says, I've been teaching for over 10 years, but I never had any experience online. Well, it has been fantastic for me, you know. It's very, very different. Very different. One of the main things is that you have to learn how to transfer your teaching skills from a brick and mortar classroom, from a traditional classroom, real classroom, if you want, to the online experience. But it's not that difficult. I have no experience online, says Liliana. Good. At the end of the session, you're going to have the opportunity to ask me questions. So it's the same thing. You can ask questions on the chat box, and I will do my best to go back and forth, all right, to listen to read your questions and answer them. Please, just 1 sec. Dr. House says hi. All right. Lucila, I have been teaching for 2 years and I have never taught online. I'm from Tucumán. Yes, I know you, Lucila. Gladys, I'm from Buenos Aires. 30 years of experience. Anna, you okay? Good. You have been teaching online for 6 years. That's fantastic. Carolina from Argentina too, 25 years experience, only 3 years teaching online, but to friends, nothing formal. You know what? I have two adult, I can think of two students that I have that I may consider something similar to friends. I mean, they started as my students, and our sessions, our lessons are quite friendly. So sometimes I may consider them as sort of friends. So it's not that different. I have been teaching English for 20 years and online for around 8. I'm from Buenos Aires. Noelia, that's living in Spain. Mariela from Córdoba, 2 years online. Okay, Claudia, fantastic. So we're going to do 2 more minutes because more people are going to join us, maybe a bit late. That's why I asked you if it was possible for you to be here 5 minutes before we start. Okay, so don't worry, we're going to start now. I have a beautiful presentation. I hope you like it, with at least all the basics. And if there's anything that you want to ask me that is not in the presentation, please, you can make some notes and you can ask me at the end. But pay attention, because I'm also going to ask you questions at the end. Fatih from Rosario. Claudia from Argentina too. Most of you are my friends from Facebook, or we are in the same groups, in the same Facebook groups. So I feel like I'm talking to a friend, to a colleague, not people that I don't know. So that's why I feel comfortable. It's not that difficult. I'm going to say that a lot, apparently. He says two people, I think was okay. Edgardo says the present I teach in secondary school in FSA. I don't know what that is. Where is that FSA? Is it I suppose it's in Buenos Aires or in Argentina? Formosa. Isn't it? Oh, I guess. Okay, from Santa Fe. Fantastic. People from Rosario. I have never been in a lot of places in Argentina, only Buenos Aires and the greater area. Okay, so we're going to start. Just give me a few seconds while I get my notes. Again, I'm going to say it again. This is the first time I do a live webinar, so I'm sure to do something very dumb. So please be patient with me. Okay, right? All right. So we have about 40 people here. And, well, we're going to start. So I just want to welcome everyone, welcome all of you to the webinar, to how to teach English online, how to start teaching English online. And my name is Paola Grocci. I want to tell you a bit about me. I have been teaching, sorry, I have been teaching for about 18 years. Since I finished my studies, my training as an English teacher, and I have been teaching online for about 5 years now. When I first started, I started teaching English online for an institute. So I had a video conference room and everything set up. And when teaching primary school children, and when I got started, I thought everything was going to be okay, right? I mean, I was a trained teacher. I had my lesson prepared. I knew how to teach a lesson. However, I had to face a lot of challenges. No matter how experienced I was teaching children, I got to face uh, different interactions. I had to learn how to deal with a lot of applications, a lot of software at the same time, how to deal with equipment, and how to multitask. And I also needed to learn how to transfer my teaching skills my positive traits into the online medium, which was extremely new for me, right? So a couple of years ago, in fact, in the end, I decided to teach online, but by myself, freelancing. So I thought everything was going to be okay again. And a new challenge arrived. I needed to learn about marketing. I needed to learn about how to add interactivity to my lessons, how to find students, how to keep students, because it's not so easy. Where are they going to find me? How are we going to do the lesson? Right? So I was a bit nervous. I did a lot of research that took me a very, very long time. I've interviewed many, many teachers, and I had the support of many, many colleagues. And it was a very steep learning curve. I hope to help you today, at least to get your feet wet into the online teaching business. So I'm going to just give me a sec. I'm going to start the presentation. Oops. And I'm going to share the screen with you. You know, you should always say, I'm going to share the screen with you, with your students, so they know that it could take a bit, some seconds or something. Okay, is it working? Let's see. Can you see it? I hope you can. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. So I want you to learn how to make an impact on other people's life by teaching online. So these are some of the things that you learn in this webinar. Why people are choosing to learn online, advantages and disadvantages of online teaching, technical and professional requirements, and types of online teaching businesses. Another thing that I wanted to tell you, to enjoy this webinar, you should mute phones and social media so you don't get distracted for the next half an hour. And at the end of the presentation, we'll have a question and answer session. You can ask questions or make comments in the chat box, and I will answer them. So these are some of the topics that we're going to cover. And my main purpose today is that you get your feet wet in the waters of online teaching. And if you feel you want to learn more and go more in depth with it, there's something that you might want to check, but that's at the end of the webinar, right? When I first got started, I told you that it was a very steep learning curve, right? Because I had to learn twice as much as I knew. And it wasn't to learn how to be a teacher, but how to be an online teacher. I got the hang of it, but it was quite difficult. So people are learning online more and more. And why is the question? Where are they learning online? People are learning online because it's easier, cheaper, faster. There's an incredible amount of people finding ways to get knowledge online. And there are many, many ways like the one that you can see here. And I'm sure you have followed a tutorial for something of your interest. In my case, I make a killer Japanese cheesecake thanks to watching YouTube videos. As you can see, there are many ways you can learn online. Webinars like this, where there's a presenter or a video tutorial, where you can pause and rewind, online courses with a comprehensive program and video lectures, and last but not least, tutors who deliver live lessons to students, right? Then that's what I want you to become after today. We usually do it through a video conference software such as Skype or Zoom, but there are many other platforms, also Google Hangouts, that you can use. People are looking online because they are sure to find something that fits their specific needs. For instance, a couple of years ago, a workmate of mine taught me how to crochet. The thing is, I'm left-handed, so I found it very difficult to understand her. So I went online to see if there was a crochet video for beginners, for left-handed people, and I found it in 20 seconds. So this is what students are looking for when trying to find teachers online. Whatever they want to learn, it's there, very specific. They want personalization. And of course, there is a great market for online teaching, specifically for language teaching. There is no need to explain why people of all ages are learning languages, from children to older people. I have students who are over 60 years old. There are many people trying to learn English. And the big change here, the big change of paradigm that we are seeing is that people are choosing to do it online. Now, what are the advantages of learning and teaching online? First of all, and for me, it's the most attractive that you can get, attractive perk that you can get, sorry, it's that neither you or the student need to move from home or their office. So to take a lesson, you don't need to lose more time going to a language school in a fixed time or day. And another advantage that learners are looking for is that there is a huge variety of subjects and tutors to choose from. As I mentioned before, most learners find online learning more attractive because if done well, lessons are more interactive and suited to their needs. Personalization is something that they are really looking for. Now, for teachers like you and me, there's the freedom to choose our own schedule. You can work as many hours as you want or can fit in your weekly schedule. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. Now, what about rates? What about money? Rates are mostly better than those we can earn in most regular language schools, at least for people living in South America, right? What we get paid in most language schools, as an average, we can earn much more, we can charge much more in the online world. Just imagine, let's say, that you work 3 hours 2 times a week in a language school. I mean, in a brick and mortar language school, a physical language school. Now, you get paid for the 6 hours worked, but you also have to waste time on the bus or the car. If you work at home, you can have an extra lesson during that time that you don't spend on the bus or on the car on your way to work. But it's not just the bus. Maybe you have family arrangements, small children to take care of, so it's easier to still make money from home, doing the job you usually do, and formal clothes are optional. Now, what do you need to start earning money teaching English or any other language? Here we go. First of all, regarding professional requirements, these are the 3 things that are essential to start off. Some online schools or teachers' marketplaces require you to have at least 2 of these conditions. Language proficiency at a native or near native level. C1 is the most recommended level for non-natives, C1 plus. The second, language proficiency, teacher experience or a teaching certificate. Now, to be successful, you must have number 1, language proficiency, and at least one of the other 2. However, if all you have is experience, or qualifications, teaching another subject, that's still good to start off because you are already a teacher. You can transfer your teaching skills, teaching maybe another subject, history, literature, whatever, you can transfer those skills into teaching English, right? Besides, you always have time to do more professional development in the future. Since you're already a teacher, that makes it easier to start teaching online. And if you have the three of them, that's perfect. Now, let's go over the technical aspects. A very good and reliable internet connection is essential. I can't emphasize it more. Reliable internet. Some online schools test your internet connection first, even before they invite you to an interview. So imagine how important that is. If you don't have a reliable internet connection good enough for running the programs that you need, you won't be able to do it. Next, a good computer, of course. I have a 4-year-old laptop, nothing fancy, and it works okay. A webcam, mic, and speakers. You can buy a fancy set, but you don't need to spend a lot of money on them. As you can see, I put $5 to $50, right? And my headset costed about $10, and it works okay. It works fine. It has noise canceling mic, so it's great. Noise canceling mic are extremely recommended. So any noise that is around that is not your voice, it doesn't transfer to the audio. Then, if you have a laptop, a more or less modern laptop with a webcam included, then you don't need to buy a camera. That's why I put $0 to $200. Okay. Other things that you need: a quiet place, a neutral background, and decent lighting. If you have an office, that's great, but all you need is a wall. White is better, or neutral, right? You don't need anything fancy. As you saw a few minutes ago when you were watching me, my beautiful face and my beautiful wall, this is my kitchen. A very small space in my kitchen that is not actually an office, and this is the place where I give my lessons, and it's okay. I have a perfect sound. Internet works fantastic, and my computer works great. I don't have any family interruptions because they know my schedule. They're very supportive, so that's okay. And that's the thing. This is my kitchen, so it's not a quiet place. It's a quiet place when I'm giving my lessons, when I'm teaching. So maybe you don't have a quiet place, but you have a quiet time when you know that you're not going to be interrupted. Before I forget, something essential is a video conference software in order to call your students and have the lessons. The most popular is Skype, and it works well in Windows and Macs, and it's free. But there are other options. As I mentioned earlier, you can use Google Hangouts. You can use a virtual classroom called Zoom. In that case, you don't need to download any type of software. You just send the student the link, and that's enough. It's a virtual room. So that's all you need. So to wrap it up, the basics, technologically speaking, the basics that you need are super cheap because either you already have them, like the computer. In the case of a laptop, you have everything you need to start. In the case of a desktop computer, you may need a camera and a mic, and also a headset, a mic, and speakers, and good internet. So probably if you're watching this, you already have good internet, enough internet to do it. Okay. I mean, the fact that you don't have a fantastic sorry, a fantastic equipment or that you don't have the money to invest in a $200 camera doesn't mean that you cannot start, right? You need to start with the basics. Yes, that is the most important thing, that you start. Now, about online lesson planning. Well, online lessons, they follow basically the same structure than traditional lessons. A warm-up or a discussion topic to open up, a main activity, a practice activity, closure, or whatever structure that you use. That doesn't change because that is the technical, the professional, our professional aspect. That is where you are an expert already. I'm not going to talk about that. You are experts in teaching. Yes, I believe it, you are. The dramatic change that that we experience as online teachers is in the tools that you're going to use. When I started freelancing, I promised myself to use resources that I cannot use offline. One example of this are video quizzes. Of course, you can show a video and give your students a worksheet with a quiz in a traditional classroom, but you can give your online students an interactive video quiz. I use regular resources as course books as less as possible. I try to add interactivity to each lesson to keep students motivated, and they can complete activities online. They can use online flashcards. They can even record themselves. If you're interested, you can download a list of the most popular resources that online teachers use every day, or at least the ones that I use, and I'll tell you how to in a few minutes. Now we're going to move on the next section. So now you have the drive, you want to teach online, you have the passion, you have the computer, you have the internet, the good internet, you have the experience, the credentials. Now what? You need students to teach. Now you have to get that job, and that's what we are going to discuss now. There are mainly three types of teaching businesses that you can choose to start your career. Those are: set up your profile in a teacher's marketplace. Sorry. Setting up your profile, as I was saying, in a teacher's marketplace. Set up your own website or work for an online school. Let's start with the marketplaces. Here you post your profile picture with some description, and usually you post an introductory video of yourself. I know that this is hard, but it's doable. It's doable. Picture this type of marketplaces as a street market, where each teacher has their stall selling their courses. You set your own rates, you set your own schedule, and the site manages the booking and the payment systems, the calendars, everything. They charge a commission from your lessons that it varies from site to site. From probably there are places that don't charge a commission. They charge you a subscription. Others charge you from 10 to 30%. It depends. So these are some of the options: italki, Preply, Verbal Planet, Cambly, Polfish, and Burbling. Well, I love italki, super easy to use. Cambly and Polfish, their main feature is that they can be used on your phone. They are a phone app. I haven't tried them because I don't feel comfortable using just the phone to teach. But probably my lineals teachers may find it very comfortable. I don't find them comfortable to use just the cell phone. It's weird, at least for me. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it. The second option is to set up your own site with your chosen domain name. LearnEnglishWithPaola.com doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. It's not going to exist, probably. So this is just fake. But this is an example. You could have a site like this. The big advantage of this type of business is that you can charge significantly more for your lessons here. I know of teachers who charge $40, $50 per hour when they have their own site because they are seen as experts. While in a teacher's marketplace, the rate varies. There are teachers who charge $8, and there are teachers who charge $30, $40, $50. It depends. Something in the middle. The disadvantage of having your own site is that you need money to invest first and quite a lot of technical knowledge to set it up or to hire someone to set it up. So, and you also need, sorry, you also need marketing skills so potential students can find you. In the case of teachers' marketplaces, students go to these marketplaces and they browse all the teachers, all the tutors profiles. So it's easier. I mean, at least they find the place. They might not find the teacher, but they are there. Okay. Now the third option, the last one, is working for an online school. There are mainly Chinese language schools, plenty, with different requirements and ways of working. The main features or the common features to all of them is that you'll teach groups of children mainly. You'll need to have fixed availability to work for them. Sometimes is 6 hours a week divided in 2 days, for example, or 9 hours a week. It varies from company to company. Most of these schools have their own teaching syllabus and materials. In fact, sometimes they also have their own teaching platform, which makes it very, very easy for us to teach because you don't need to design anything. You don't need to design a lesson. Rates vary greatly, but they are usually good. Some schools pay very, very well, while others not so well. I'm going to send you a list with my most recommended sites later. Just taking that into account, one important thing is that most Chinese schools they work in they have their peak times. So their peak times is after children get out of school. So it's Beijing time, it's 6 in the afternoon to 9, 10 in the evening. And for Argentina and Uruguay, for example, that time is in the very early morning. So for some of you, that could be super, super fantastic to work from 6 in the morning to 9 in the morning, right? For some other people, it's not workable. So that depends on each personal circumstances. Once again, these are 3 types of teaching businesses, and they are not mutually exclusive. That's the most important thing. You can perfectly work with students who found you in a marketplace. You can have some hours with a Chinese online school, all while setting up your own websites. And by the way, there's also another way of finding students, or the other way is when students find you and you have them privately. Maybe you already have students, and you can try to switch to online teaching to try with them. So that's another possibility. Now, we mentioned online resources earlier, so I'm going to show you a few, and believe me, this is just a few. This is just scratching the surface. I didn't want to put too many resources. Probably you know all of them. Probably you know some of them. I don't know. I included a few more in the document that you can download later. But I just decided to choose just a few to avoid information overload, right? So these are at least my favorite ones, sites and that I use every day. I use them all the time. And again, my idea is that you have to add interactivity to your online lessons instead of just using the coursebook, which is great. Don't get me wrong. Using coursebooks are great, but they are very difficult to use when teaching online. You have to share a PDF and share the screen, and it's basically the same as using the book in a traditional classroom person when you're facing the person. And the thing is, you can't write on the course books when you're teaching online. So we have to find a different way. Uh, so why using a book when you can take advantage of audio, visual, and all the interactions we can have online? So these are a few examples. Eagle for You is great for grammar exercises and explanations. You can find great news articles in Breaking News English. You can use you can use it for reading and listening comprehension. It's fantastic. You can go to ISL Collective, where you have worksheets, and probably you know those worksheets, but they have a fantastic section called video lessons, where you can choose a video and they have questions, so you can the student can answer the questions at the same time that they are watching the video. If we have time and you have some patience, I may be able to show you a short part of a lesson I had earlier, where my student is completing this video, a video like this, an activity like this. You can also share documents using Google Docs. I usually set up one document with the name of my student to share writing assignments, or when they want to ask me a question, or when they want to send me a topic that they want to discuss as well. And one of my favorites, it's fantastic, is live worksheets. You have to try them, please. If there's something that if there's an action you're going to take after this webinar, is go to live worksheets. At least try that one. Give me a second. Sorry. So, as I was saying, if there's one action that you have to take, go to live worksheets. You can create interactive worksheets and in just minutes, and students love them. They love the fact that they are completing something online and it looks like a game. It's extremely different from what we're used to, or what we were used to when we were learning English, right? Now, if you have 5 more minutes, I would like to share something with you as well. If you're interested in going deeper and learning more about the ins and outs of online language teaching, you can sign up to my course, How to Become an Online ESL Teacher. It's a live 7-week course where you'll learn how to create a powerful profile, how to find and keep students, how to deliver lessons, tutorials for resources that you can use, and how to create your own material, among other stuff. You'll have a few assignments, and what makes it special is the fact that it's a live course. So where we meet just like today, every Saturday for a new lesson. Now, this is a course that I'm teaching, right? But don't get me wrong. You don't need a course to start online teaching, right? You can start right now. However, I'm sure that the course will save you time and effort. Plus, it's a great opportunity to interact with me and with your peers. And also, it's an opportunity to enrich the course, because I want my students, my teacher students, to add to the course, to be satisfied, and to ask me what topics they would like to see covered. And that's a good thing. We're going to meet. We're going to do mock lesson plans. We're going to do mock lessons as well. So and we're going to create a profile, powerful profile. We're going to see examples of all this. And okay, the course right now is just $89 in total. Remember, it's seven lessons. Well, I'm going to cover these topics and more. Any topic that you would like to see included is going to be there. And then the course will go up to $119 in September. This is just for you guys who took the time to take this webinar, to bear with me in my first time doing a webinar, and as my thank you gift for your patience. Now, I hope you're not sleeping. Time for questions and answers. In every presentation, there's a question and answer session at the end where the participants can ask questions. So if you have questions, you can type them, but not yet. This first question and answer round is for you to answer. I'm a teacher, don't blame me. So I'm going to make you 3 questions to see if you were paying attention during the webinar, and I would like you to answer them in the chat box. First question. Name 2 advantages of online teaching. 2 advantages of online teaching. Second question. Name 2 requirements you need to start teaching online, either professional or technical. 2 requirements. Question 3. Which teaching business model is more expensive to start off? So I'm waiting for your answers. Let's see. Let's go to the chat box. So I'm going to repeat the questions. First question. 2 advantages. First question, 2 advantages of online teaching. Second question, 2 requirements, either professional or technical, that you need to start teaching online. And the third question, which teaching business model is more expensive to start off? Let's see if someone is answering. And when we finish, when someone answers, we're going to go over to you to ask me questions. Anything. Is there any question that is not here? Anything that we haven't covered? I'll answer. Okay? Ooh. Great. Okay. No commuting. Money. Personalized classes. Manage your own time. No commuting. Arrange your own schedule. Work as many hours as you like. No money spent on transport. Oh, that's great. I didn't think about that. The money you spend on transport. That's fantastic. Who's that? Claudia, great idea. Save time and money, personalized lessons. Wow effect. Oh, someone was reading the slides. The wow effect. Requirements: internet connection, English proficiency, teaching experience, equipment, cheap equipment, having your own site. Oh, sorry, that's the third question. I'm reading the answer to the second question. Advantages, very good. The second one, good computer, reliable internet connection, especially that reliable internet connection. When I moved, let me tell you a story. I started teaching when I was living in Montevideo with a fantastic internet connection. And when we moved here to Las Toscas, close to Atlántida, I was still living in Montevideo, so I was still teaching online from Montevideo. And it took us more than over 6 months to get decent internet connection here. At the end of the year, I moved here, so I didn't have any problem in the end, but internet connection is essential. So The most expensive is having your own site. Exactly. Having your own site is the most expensive way of having a teaching business, right? So now I'm going to answer questions, okay? I'm not sure if this is a question or a comment. You can charge your lessons in dollars. Maybe it's an answer to the first question. Well, yes, you usually charge them in dollars. So if that is an advantage, it depends on each market. For at least for us, and I'm saying us because I know most of you live in Argentina or in Uruguay, yes, it is an advantage. It is an advantage. So yes, you usually charge your lessons in dollars. Okay, let's see another question. Let's see more questions. Now, you can teach students from all over the world. Yeah, sure. Hi, what about invoicing students? How do you deal with it? It depends on the model that you choose. When you're teaching either with an online school or with a marketplace like Italki, you don't have to worry about that. Now, if you're going to teach using your own site, then you have to follow the rules for your country for as you were a small business. The same. So it depends on each in each country the way you need, but the way yes what you need. But invoicing students, it's something that you don't need to worry if you are teaching in a marketplace or an online school. How do you make sure that your students pay you? Great question. Great question, Mariela. Well, these sites that I mentioned, like italki, Bergling, Preply, etc., they charge students before they take a lesson with you. So they have to buy credits or a package of lessons. The system charge their credit card, and once you deliver the money that they pay, what you charge for your lessons, gets accredited in your account. Then depending on each site, that's the way you receive the money, usually through PayPal. So it's not a problem. The same happens with online schools. The place where you take risks is in the case where you have your own site. Just give me a second. I'm going to change this so you can see my face, and it's easier for me to answer the question from my own computer. Yeah, bear with me. Stop sharing. Yeah, you can see me again. Fantastic. So I'm going to go to the screen to see the to see your questions, okay? Because otherwise I will be looking like this and this, and I don't want that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. It's not that clear to me how you explain and show, the absence of the board. Oh, great. Well, I never use, in my case, I don't use the board. I use the chat box in the case of Skype lessons. There are, for example, Zoom, that is one of the options that you have for streaming your lessons online. It has an option for a board. Then there are teachers who have a board there, here on their wall, and that's fantastic. That doesn't work for me. I mean, it's not my teaching style. If you want to do that, that's great. Now, for online teaching schools, it's usually encouraged to have either a board and also some realia and props, like stickers or something that you have here on the wall with notes, posters, etc. Next question. Could you please tell us something about ways of payment? Do you use PayPal? Yes. In my case, I always use PayPal. Another possibility with some of the Chinese schools is Pioneer. In the course, I'm going to go more in depth about that because it depends on each country. For example, in Uruguay, now to get the money from PayPal, if you don't have a international credit card, you can use Prex. In Argentina, it's very different. So it depends on each country. Next question. I guess you can use the chat box. Yes, I use the chat box from Skype all the time. I share links for the articles. I share links for the activities. And when I have to show how to do that activity for the first time, I share my screen. Can you please spell Zoom? Is it like this? Yes, Beatriz Fuentes. Yes, it's like that. That's the name of the other option for Google Hangouts or Skype. It's excellent. That's correct. How long should an online lesson be? I mean, the question of the attention span. Oh yeah. Well, for adults, it's usually 55 minutes, 1 hour. It depends. In the case of Italki, you can set also 30-minute lessons. Then, if you teach in an online school, they set that up for you. Some schools teach 25-minute lessons. Okay. Yeah, and the thing of the attention span, if you have ever taught very small children, you know how to deal with that. Dora says, so you can broadcast the video, for example, and then discuss in the chat box. Is it? Well, it depends. I mean, we usually discuss the video speaking about it. But yeah. What about cancellations? Online schools have their own policy. So it depends on each school. If you are teaching through a platform like Italki, there's also a platform. There's also a policy. Most policies require you to, if you need to cancel the lesson, it has to be more than 24 hours before the lesson should take place. In the case of Italki, for example, if a student needs to cancel the lesson less than 24 hours that it has to take place, you get paid anyway, and that is what happens most of the time. Beatriz says, so the fee is $50 for an hour lesson. Not really. It depends. It depends. When I first started, 2 years ago, I started charging $8 an hour for adult students. At the moment, I'm charging, depending on the course, from $13 to $26. It depends on the course that I'm teaching. Okay. What about children? You can listen to them. Yes, children and adults, everything, because you are using Skype. It's an one-on-one lesson in Skype, and so it's a conversation. At the moment, I can't hear you, right? But it's the same. Okay. Gladys says you can also make groups in Skype. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. In the case of platforms like Italki, it's difficult to teach, to find. There is no option for group lessons, but it is a possibility if you have your own private students. Micaela says, I teach at home some private students and we use a book and an e-workbook. Yeah, I did something like that too, which is so great and practical. The first one, the book, comes in printed form. What do you do if you want to use a printed book? If I want to use a printed book, what I do is to try to find it online or to buy it from some site. You understand me, okay? To find the PDF version. We all of us are in more or less the same Facebook groups, and we have friends, etc., etc. I cannot say it directly, but you understand. You can use a PDF version of the book. The PDF version allows you to make notes, to highlight pieces of the book, anything that you want. Thanks. I can't imagine myself just doing that. Dora, believe me, it's not that difficult. Okay, but the fee you were talking about was for an hour lesson. Yes, the fees that I was mentioning was just for an hour lesson. Yeah. Yeah. Well, any other questions? I can be here for a couple more minutes. Well, I hope that you're interested in the course. I'm really into helping my peers, and this course was born from many conversations I had with other peers and trying to help them to start teaching online. So I decided to put all that into a course, and I know it's not very expensive, and I'm sure you can earn the same in just 7 classes, 6 classes, 6 lessons. So do you have any rules about canceling classes? How do you make sure that students will show up? You don't. You're not sure they are going to show up. The only guarantee that they are going to show up is the fact that they have to pay before taking the lesson. Okay? And the other question is about the policy. Well, it depends on the site. My personal policy aligns to the site is that if you let me know in advance, maybe the day before, more than 24 hours, I am okay. I can reschedule the lesson with you. Now, if you are not able to take the lesson because the lessons are one-on-one online conversations, it's like if you came here to my house, the same thing, right? It depends on the person. Life happens every day, so it depends. I usually set up this policy. If you let me know 24 hours in advance or the day before, the night before, let's say, I'm okay. I can reschedule. I won't charge you that lesson. Now, if you let me know that you're not going to attend the lesson at 3 p.m. and we have the lesson at 5 p.m., then I am sorry. I have to charge the lesson. We have some more minutes. So what I want you, if you have a few minutes, I wanted to show you the recording I did the other day with my student. Of course, I asked my student to, I asked for his permission, and I want to show you at least at that part where he's doing the video quiz. Okay, if you bear with me, because I wasn't planning on doing this, I'm going to try. I'm going to try it. Okay. So another questions. I would like to download the docs you mentioned and the info in the. Oh, yes. Sorry. In the description in the YouTube video here, you're going to find it. Okay. So it's in the description. If you scroll down and you make the screen smaller, it says click here to download the bonus list. And there, there's the link, Online Teachers School. Thank you for asking. You click there, and you have all the information about the course, and you just enter your email, and you'll receive the list immediately. It has information on some sites that you can use, and also the platforms that you can enroll. And what I want you to take action to do it right now. Right? You don't need to, again, as I said, you don't need to, I'm sorry, you don't need to buy the course. You can start right now. It's going to take you longer and etc. But I mean, I would like to get in Italki, for example, in, I don't know, in a couple of months and see all of you over there. right? So more questions. You make it sound so easy. You have been very, thank you. Thank you a lot. I missed the name. I think it was Marcelo. Marcela, yeah. I'd love to see something about live works. It's live worksheets. Just go there and have fun. Have a look at the worksheets. They're fantastic because you can use them with online teaching, but also you can also use them in your regular classrooms when you have devices, like when you have computers. When students have their own computers, they can also use them, and they're great. I would like to download the docs. I said that, and the info on the course. The course starts the 18th of August, Saturday, like this, like today, right? I'd like to do the course, but can't right now. This is going to be available some other time. How can we contact you? Well, Claudia, the thing is, the course is going to be live. It's not a course where I'm going to record material and show it to you. In this first time, I'm going to do it live, and the course starts in the 18th, okay, of August. So you still have some time, and you can enroll for the same price until the end of August. Because if you miss a lesson, that is okay, because the lesson is going to be uploaded. All the lesson, the materials, anything. So, Claudia, if you want to do the course and you cannot enroll right now, let me know. You can contact me if you download the bonus material from the webinar. I'm going to get your email and I'm going to get in touch with you, okay? So Julia says, thanks a lot, Paula from Tacuarembó. Oh, Tacuarembó is so beautiful. Thank you, Julia. Thanks for sharing the webinar. Thank you. Would you give us an email to get in contact, please? Says Patricia. Yes, Patricia. If you go through the page, the link of the online teacher schools that is there in the description, at the end you have a form. You fill that form, and I'm going to send you the bonus list right now with the material, and then we will get in touch. You can reply to that, and if you have other questions, you can ask me, and that's okay. Marcela says, can we see this video again and how? Yes, this same link. Anyway, to any of you who subscribed to my list, those who answered the form, remember that the form that I asked you to fill in, those to that people, I have their email. I have your email, and I'm going to send you guys the link again with the information how to watch this again. It's the same link that you looking right now, the same link that you used to attend the webinar. This is going to be uploaded at the same URL. Okay, so don't worry about that. If you have any questions, you can email me. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. It was clear and easy to follow. What's the schedule? Mariela says, what's the schedule for the course? We start. The course is 7 weeks, and we start on the 18th. That is 2 weeks from now. I think it's enough time for other people to catch up if they want to see the webinar as well. And it's 7 weeks, maybe 8. It depends on how much you work, because we're going to do some mock lessons, as I said. So it's 7 weeks, that's for sure, running from the 18th of August to the 29th of September. Okay? Basically that every Saturday at the same time. Anyway, if you're going to attend and you think you're going to be able at 3, let me know. Maybe we can change the date. The time, sorry, not the date. How do you test students? Oh, Silvina, excellent question. I make my own tests, or I download tests from PDF files from a coursebook. Usually I don't use a coursebook, so I do a Frankenstein type of thing, and I create a worksheet. The same thing that I would do in, at least in my case, this is my workaround. You can do something different. I prepare a worksheet similar to what I would do for a photocopy, and I create a live worksheet out of it. And it's very easy. So, for example, if they have to complete with one option, you can put a pull down menu in each question. It's so fantastic. How long is every lesson going to be? 1 hour. 1 hour, 1 hour, 10 minutes. It depends. So let's see if I can show you my student lesson when I'm sharing the video quiz. Of course, you can think of other resources that you already use. Just give me a minute. Here, probably here is. We had some technical problems with my student the other day. So let's see if you can see it. Oh, this is not working. Hello? Okay. I'm going to share the screen with you. Don't get scared because it looks weird when you start sharing the screen in the Hangouts. I one question: do you use online games all the time? Maybe not so much with adult students, but yes, ESL Games Plus, for example, is one of my favorite places. I didn't mention this because I was the student I had in mind was always adult students or teenagers. But yes, use online games all the time. So this is my student Sergio. Let me see if I can put this bigger, which I have no idea how to do this. Because this is an editing software that I use. Well, anyway, let's see if you can hear. This is the chat box, and I sent him here a link because he has a Mac, and when we try to listen to audios, he can't listen from my computer. So I asked him to open the video and share the screen with me. I think you're not going to be able to hear it. I'm not sure. Maybe you are. So now he's opening. Look here. This is me in the same place. This is Sergio trying to open the video link that I sent. Here he opened the video. This is ISL video lessons. I don't know if you can see this. I really apologize. I can't put this bigger. I don't know how because this is the thing I use to edit videos. So you play it. There are several questions. And at the same time that you're playing the video, the question pops up in the window. This is all happening in his computer, right? He's sharing the screen with me so I can see what he's doing. And he loved it. He loved it very, very much. And you get the right answer. Well, the rest of the video, he also got it I think he got most of them correct. In this case, we were revising present continuous and present simple. As you can see, another question pops up here. So this is a different type of exercise. Well, he has to choose the correct answer. So although he's a Let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, although he is a older student, he's 62, he loved it. He loved this type of exercise. So it's not a thing of the age of the student. So it's to add interactivity, to try to use what you have. Yes. Did you say another question from Beatriz? Did you say ISL just now? Yes. ISL Collective. That's where I take the video lessons from. Thank you so much. Your first webinar, yes, but I feel very well. I was very nervous, very nervous. Any other questions? If you have any other questions, I'm very happy. I'm blessed, if you can say that. I'm so happy. Let me repeat just one thing. Just do it. Yeah. If you're scared, at least try it. If you want the extra material that I promised, it's a list with platforms where you can start teaching, or at markets, the markets, sorry, the online teachers marketplaces. Download it there. The list also has the name of some Chinese schools. Not a lot. There are hundreds of schools. I just chose a few. You have to check if they accept native, if they accept non-native teachers, because that change from time to time. And the list, the documents, a very short document, also has 6 or 7 resources that I use, a bit more than the ones mentioned here, including ISL Collective, which is one of my favorites. Please send the bonus material to our emails. Alejandra, send the bonus material for you. Fill the form, but when I click on the button, it just won't work. Okay, I'm going to check. If you want, I can do that with you. Okay, Alejandra, let's see. I'm going to share the screen and let's go over that together if you have time. Oops, no. No, it's not here. Sorry. I'm trying to find you. Oh, here. Okay, so I'm going to click there. And you have all the information about the course, how to become an online ESL teacher, what the course is about, the syllabus, the date, the time, so you know when the lessons are, how to buy the course. You can buy the course here or here. Download my free cheat sheet. Get my cheat sheet. Okay, I'm going to try another email. Please don't send me anything because I don't use this email a lot. I just use it for other purposes. I mean, I'm not going to check it. That's why. One thing, probably, if you don't get the email in your inbox immediately, you should try to check your. Thank you for subscribing. Okay, it worked. You should try to check your spam section. Okay, I've noticed some people are not receiving my emails because they end up in the spam box. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Fantastic. And we're going to check that. I'm going to check in that email if it works. Okay, if you don't mind bearing with me a couple of more seconds. I promise I'm going to finish it soon. Let me check. Okay. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to get here. So maybe it takes some time. Maybe no, you don't get it immediately, but I really want to check that. And I'm going to repeat again. If you want to check, if you want to check this video again, just go to the same link. If you feel that there are other people that could be interested, just share the link. I'm going to leave this video, the video of this webinar. I'm going to leave it up for about 1 or 2 months for more people who are interested in the course, right? Let's see. Yeah, I'm not receiving anything. Maybe it's because it's set to maybe later, not immediately. But I promise to check that out. Okay. So I promise. I don't know who made the question. Yeah, and it's neither. Yes, Gabi said the same. I subscribed a few minutes ago, and it's neither in the ebooks nor spam. Okay. If you hear me, I'm for dealing with emails, dealing with all this kind of thing. It's been so please bear with me. I really apologize. I promise I won't take more time from you. As soon as I can see what's going on. And let's do something. If this is not working, I'm going to check it out. And when I finish, I'll post it again. Okay, is that okay with you guys? I'm going to repost. Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, excuse me, it's my problem. Yeah, I never set it on send. I really apologize. So for the people who were trying to start, okay. The people who were trying to sign up to download the bonus material, you can do it now. Okay, just I'm really sorry. I never put it on. Okay, I did everything, but I never said the mail guys, hey, when you receive this, send them the email. I never did that. I just did it. So now it's working. Oh, interesting comment here. I subscribe. Okay, I have my first experience teaching online. One student of mine will be operated on, and we will connect during his work late. Yeah, that's fantastic. You can do that again. So to Claudia, Alejandra, and Gabi, yes, you have to subscribe again. That doesn't mean that you're going to receive this twice. Don't worry. I just never put it on. I'm sorry, but I just corrected it. Okay. Please, I'm going to wait to see if you can do that again. You can subscribe and receive the material because it's the only way I can check that is working. No worries, breath. Yeah, I forgot to do that a lot. I know. Thank you, Micaela, for reminding me to drink. Hey, House says hello again. Yeah. Oh, you've been. Well, thank you. At that moment when you saw me do this, that was my son. Try subscribing again, but it says I'm already subscribed. Okay, don't worry, you're going to receive it anyway. Okay, because the problem was I never set it. So if you're already subscribed, Gaby Fernandez, please check your inbox. And Claudia Montes as well, check your inbox to see if you're receiving the email. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you receiving them? Okay, don't worry. I did nothing. Okay, I'll try to join the next course later. Thank you. And if you haven't received anything, I'm sorry. I'll post the link. I mean, I'm going to do it on the same link. I'm going to change the form. I don't know what's going on. It's a problem on my side. Well, guys, you have been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm really, really happy that I did this, and I was really nervous. But I'm happy that I've done it. So spread the word, spread the love, and do it. Do it. Try it. Try it again, and then let me know how you did it. Okay. Use these tools that I'm going to send you, and if you want to take the course, I'll see you there. Okay. Well, thank you, and bye bye. I'm signing off. Bye. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.